glad to be talking to the both of you today. We've seen some incredible performances from each of you, and really, I'm just thrilled to be doing this. So, thank you so much for joining us on Ketchup
Thank you.
Talk. I'd just like to begin by asking how are the two of you doing? Anjali, would you like to go first?
Uh, I think the last lockdown was more like a summer vacation, like because we didn't know what's going to happen, so it was more like, okay, let's enjoy this now, and everyone was like slowing down, and then we put everything on 2021, that 2020 you were such a worst like fail year.
Yeah.
2021, and it's just it's kind of a lesson to just take one day at a time,
True.
don't project too far. Just
Hmm.
that time it was probably okay, we'll see what happens. Now today it's like, okay, am I going to be okay, if my family is going to be okay.
Hmm.
But within all of that, I think what has kept me pushing all throughout this is, though there is a lot of unclarity and uncertainty, I think I trained myself. I did the practice of picking up on positive things, hopeful things.
Amruta, can you tell me your experiences?
Yeah, so as Anjali rightly said, the first lockdown was, I think it started started giving us certain lessons, and I think in first lockdown we were like, we maybe did not learn those lessons. That's what I thought. you know
Sadly, looks like
yeah, it looks like it. I mean, because when things started becoming normal, we were exactly the same people. Some of us were exactly the same people as we were before the things started. So then, sometimes I've seen in life that if you don't learn that lesson, it comes back, right? And it comes back strongly. Something like that has happened to us. And that's what I thought. Because we need to listen. We need to, because, and, there's this a great thinker called Pascal. And he has, I don't remember the exact line he said, but the thought was, most of the problems in the world are because of the thing that a human being cannot be with him or herself inside four walls, inside a room, so this with the pandemic, I'm really realizing it's so difficult for us to be with our own selves. This lockdown is teaching me that, because all the even mental issues we had this habit of putting them under the carpet by maybe working. Work was a major diversion, I would say. But now, because of the lockdown, it all was snatched away from us. And then there were some lessons which we were postponing. They just came face to face, and then it was, the life was like, you have to learn this now. You better learn this now. So now again, this is our chance to learn the lessons, I think.
Coming to the film Dithee, it's going to premiere on Sony LIV soon, and it was directed by the late Sumitra Bhave, and received some great reviews when it came out back in 2019. So from then to now, is the excitement still there now that a new audience is going to watch it? What are your thoughts on that? Amruta, would you like to go first?
Yeah, sure. Yes, I'm curious to know how the film reaches, how the film connects, because the subject of the film is very, it's kind of spiritual, and it's very, I'm interested in how it can, because when I watched it for the first time, it was at Mami, and I could see how it connected with everyone. And the film talks about the loss of the loved one. And, we all have gone through it, and we all have felt shattered when you have lost someone very, very dear to us. And that grief, there is no one has understood really, because every time it is different, right? I mean, with every person, it is the different challenges come up, depending on your relationship with that person, and so like the films which connect to that grief, which connect to that place, tend to, for me at least, they tend to connect very deeply inside me, and I could see that happening to the audience at Mami. And so I'm just hoping that it happens this time when it's like it's coming tomorrow on Sony LIV. So I'm really hoping that it reaches out and it connects to people that way.
Anjali, what about you?
Yes, I mean, when I saw this film, I was lucky to see it in Goa Marathi Film Festival, and I could see, you know, people with absolutely, and they were not tears of pain or sadness, you know. They were just like, yeah, as Amruta said, they were, when you see when you transcend to from your limited, you know, when you connect
Physical
to something
being,
which is, when you transcend from your physical being and connect with everything and the universe on a higher dimension, that kind of, you know, makes you cry. And I was like, yeah, it was like a river when people were going out and meeting her and Mohan sir, and then I was also there. And I was like, this, it was like a collective healing which happened in that screening. And now I feel that's what we need right now, collectively, as a country, as human beings. And she left us, you know, this beautiful thing that, okay, now heal, guys, now watch this film, get drenched and heal.
It's a sweet thing to say. And so, can you tell me, like, any fond memories that y'all have while y'all were shooting the film? Anything that stayed with you? If y'all can share, like, some of these instances.
Sure, there are many moments, yeah. But Anjali reminded me of one of the moments, which was like, it was not actually the shooting moment, but there was this rice field, like with Sumitra Bhave. We call her Sumitra Maushi. And with her, whenever I made my debut with her, like I when I was in 10th, I did my first short film with her called Sakori, and then I did many films with her, and each film was a learning lesson. And for each film, we would go in a village, wherever that character would be situated. We'll go in that village. There were no sets at all. Like, we have always shot on actual village, in actual villages. So location, right. So for this film also, we went to a village which we see in the film, and beautiful location, and there was this rice field there, and then it was full of mud and water, and that mud is like butter, you know, it's very, very soft. And Shashank Shinde was who was playing my husband in the film. So he told me, have you ever walked through a rice field full of this butter mud, you know? We in Marathi we call it loni, like, you know, butter, actually butter. It's like, so I'm like, no. So he said, it's an experience. You just walk through that mud right now. So I'm like, what, really? And then I was wearing that thing because I wear a different kind of sari in the film. So, and I started walking through that field, and it was a spiritual kind of experience, that feeling, that sensory feeling which I got through, like, you know, and it was something else. And then I met Anjali after that, and I told her, please go to that field, you know, you cannot miss it, because I just took some experience which was like really new for me. But apart from that, being with Sumitra Maushi was, you know, an experience in itself, because she not only taught me films, she gave me the biggest treasure of my life, which is her passion for good films. You know, I did Sakori when I was very small, and then that film went for Children's Film Festival, and I went with her, and she introduced me to film festivals. She introduced me to good films, you know. And likewise, while making Dithee also, each film she would give me some different challenging characters. So Dithee also was a different character, and, you know, but by the time I was doing Dithee, she and her unit was a family like me. I knew everything, I knew everyone, and then it was good fun, you know. And so that was always a very, very fond thing to work with her and to learn with her, actually, you know. So it was a great experience.
Amazing. Anjali, do you have?
I think the Yeah, but I think the best part about getting to work with her was I met her when I was in Lalita Kala Kendra, Pune University, the drama school, and she has come to, scout. I think she has come to see actors and figure out if they. She met me. She asked me. I was 16, 17 probably. I was really young, and she was like, I would, you are too young for this film, but we will work together at some point. I know that we will work together. And I was like, yeah, okay. And things, then I went to NSD and we were never introduced formally after that. Uh, and one fine day, I got this call from her. And I was like, what? Okay, I'm coming, I'm coming. Tell me where to come. I'm just coming. So it took us it took me some 15 years to get to work with her. And I think I was the youngest on the set. And even if I'm not, I'll get into this thing of no, I'll just go roam around. There I went and I realized everyone is behaving like a child. Everyone was like children. so it was like group of people. It was actually like saints, meeting saints, different kinds of saints. And I really feel very honored and lucky that I got to work with all of them together. Maestros, people who have worked so much in film, they're stalwarts of the Marathi theater, cinema, and the industry. And it was just a feast to see all of them working and living together. So every day was like a fairy tale. It was like a fairy tale for me. Not one single incident, but I think we used to just wear our clothes and merge into the Wari. The film is shot on this pilgrimage, on the backdrop of the pilgrimage. And it was actually happening. So we would just go and, dissolve into everybody.
So great. Like both of you have such different experiences of working with her. You waited for such a long time and you began your career with her, with your short film Amruta. Like, but the feeling which I could gauge from while you all were talking is the same, the kind of love, and it's more than anything, the comfort, I think, that y'all shared while working with her, which is really incredible. And the film is great and the reviews are great. So, but a larger audience is going to see it now because of Sony Live. So, what is the one thing that you think the audience will love, or one message for the audience who haven't watched it yet? Anything that you guys want to tell them? Anjali, would you like to?
The film is, I think it's, it is based on the non-duality principle. And whenever we say this philosophical, we use these philosophical terms, we kind of, हम थोड़ा परहेज रखते हैं उन सारी चीजों से. We don't want to really get into the scientific knowledge of life and death. We don't want to talk. We keep on living in a distracted way. But the situation right now, the life has brought us into this pandemic. We have been seeing a lot of grief, lot of loss, and so many of us are helpless. We don't even know. We are not equipped. We are not well equipped to how to deal with these things. And as in the trailer, you might see that there is this a dialogue that for many years people have found answers to their questions in
this book. Yes.
Yeah. So I feel that, through this medium of cinema, through this film, many probably would find their answers. Many would probably find their healing to a lot of things. And even if it's not in the words, it is something on an experiential level which they might find. I'm hoping that they will see it
See?
Yeah. Yeah, very nicely said. And I think that, sometimes one tends to feel tired by life sometimes, and right now, sometimes I feel that, like, I was just saying that one day comes with, news of some loved one's death, and the other day, some good news comes. Like, I was just saying that my driver's wife gave birth to a wonderful son. So these two things together, and as human, like, as my mind is like, oh, I have to react to this also, I have to react to this also, and it's very tiring, it's very stressful. What do I do? Like, and this is life, right? But sometimes life becomes too much for us, and right now, basically, it's becoming like, it's insane, the kind of things happening around us, so I think this film made me connect to that part of me which can be centered in spite of these ups and downs. We had to go for Kerala Film Festival. She Kidu, very, very well-known filmmaker. Actually, we lost him due to COVID, but he is an amazing Korean. He was an amazing filmmaker. So he had come there, and he was the chief guest of the festival, and he sang a song which is called Are Ran. So it was like, Are Ran, Are Ran, Are Ran. Oh, he was doing this, huh? Are Ran, Are Ran, Are Ran. Oh. And then he had a translator. Then he just signaled her, oh, I'll translate this song. And he said, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. This is life. And he stopped. So I just looked at Sumitra Maushi, and she just looked at me, and we were like, wow. And that song stuck here, like,
Yeah.
So right now, when I look at this film, it gives me, I hope it gives that kind of experience. And I'm very happy that with Sumitra Maushi, with each of her films, she said many complicated things, but in a very simple way, and she was never preachy. It was not like someone is coming and preaching you certain things. So like in Astu, she talked about Alzheimer's, which is a very complicated, again, how to deal with it. Now here she's talking about loss of a loved one, which is a very complicated feeling, but she's never preachy. And it was, as a filmmaker, she was such a strong filmmaker, that such complicated things she had the knack to tell emotionally. She could touch you emotionally. And that's why, as Anjali said, that everyone was crying, but those tears were of transcending and going beyond something. So I really hope that, as it happened to us while doing the film, while watching the film for the first time, I'm really hoping that it happens to all those people who are going to watch it from tomorrow on, like, who are going to watch it tomorrow on Sony LIV. I really wish that it has the same impact on them. Like, yes, Are Ran, yes, but then we have a place inside us which is centered, and we can take it. We can survive this. Yes, we can.
That's really incredible, and it's been great talking to the two of you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and I also can't wait to watch the film. I'm really excited to watch it.